Hi, my name is Paul, and I made this video as a reminder to hikers of the dangers the weather presents in the Presidential Range in New Hampshire. I have been hiking in the White Mountains for over 20 years, and I've climbed Mount Washington, Madison, and the northern peaks many times. This weekend, the first weekend in November, I plan to hike up Mount Madison to get outside, enjoy the spectacular views and the fall weather. The days are short now, and I planned my hike to allow sufficient time to complete the hike by nightfall. My error, like the errors of so many before me, was underestimating the dramatic change in weather that occurs on these peaks with a gain of only 4,000 feet of altitude. I took a few photos of the peaks at dawn as I drove to the trailhead, and everything looked sunny and calm up top. That was not the case at all. Experienced hikers will remember that when you arrive above the tree line on these peaks, you will see a warning sign describing the dangers the weather can present and advising anyone who is unprepared to turn back now. Ironically, I took a photo of that very sign on the Watson path going up Madison. Thankfully, because of past experience, I was prepared with the right clothing for what lay ahead. Despite being prepared, the dramatic change was still a shock. The weather was furious, and it created challenges that could easily have proven fatal. Quite suddenly, the temperature dropped to 13 degrees with sustained winds of 35 miles an hour and gusts up to 60. Wind chill temperatures were -10 to -13. While I had the right clothing, my food and water both froze. Worse, the going was so difficult and slow with the snow and ice that I found myself 2.5 hours behind schedule, only halfway through my hike. I knew I would have to hike at least 1.5 hours in the dark to hike back down and out. Thankfully, I had a headlamp and battery power. It is not an accident that the AMC High Mountain Huts close in mid-September. This video is a reminder why. I should also say that my day was unforgettable. As with almost any day hiking in the Presidentials, it was filled with the majestic beauty, adventure, and challenge that nature and climbing present. But it is also a stark reminder of the unique dangers of this region and the importance of proper planning, packing, and respect for the elements. Luckily, I can look back and chuckle at the progressively more serious video clips I took during the day. Many others have not been so fortunate. For those wishing to learn more, I highly recommend a wonderful book titled Not Without Peril, written by Nicholas Howe, which meticulously describes the hows and whys of many of the deaths that have occurred in the Presidential Range. Of particular interest is the September 1855 death of Lizzie Bourne, whose memorial is still found on the Mount Washington summit near where the cog railway ends. Sadly, she perished from exhaustion and cold in a fierce gale only a few hundred yards from the tip-top house that was her destination. I hope you enjoy these photos and videos and that you find them helpful. Thanks for watching, and safe hiking to you all.
Good morning, everybody. It's November 4th, 2021. So, looking forward to this. It's pretty cold this morning. It's around 26 degrees. It's supposed to warm up a little bit, though. It's a beautiful spot. The valleyway goes up next to some waterfalls, pretty much all the way up. So, it's Really, really beautiful. A great clear day, and looking forward to a great hike. See you again further up. Okay, it's around 10 o'clock, and I am on now the Watson Path, which the book said was extremely steep. And they were right. It really is quite steep. Past this beautiful waterfall, and finally up Mount Madison, which is up there. So there's a bit more snow up here, and a lot of ice. But anyway, great hike so far. Can't wait to get above the tree line. See you in a few. I had a little episode back here because at the bottom of this ravine, you can probably hear it in the background, is a raging brook, and the trail goes over the brook. And so I had to take my boots off and my socks and wade through a pretty good sized brook. Luckily I didn't fall, but my feet were just about frozen by the time I got on the other side, and it took me a while to get my socks and shoes back on and dry it off, but that was a little tricky. So anyway, we're gonna press on, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, I just popped out above the tree line, and now you get to see why we do this. So let me just take a look what we've got. Spectacular day. Looking around, and then we're headed up these guys. I'm pretty sure that's Mount Adams right there. That was super steep, and the crossing of the brook down in that ravine was really tricky. All right, I'm up here. I'm almost up to the top of Madison. But I have to say, this is one of the most difficult hikes I've ever done up here. I'm going to reverse this and show you what the conditions are. It's super cold, really windy. The wind keeps pushing me over. You can see there's quite a bit more snow up here than I expected. The rocks are all covered with snow, and it's really hard to hike. If you look behind me, that's how much farther I've got to go. I really just want to get to the Madison hut and have some lunch and take a rest, because this has been grueling. So this is where you can see behind me, what I've had to come up. Here I am on the top of Mount Madison. Look at this. There's Mount Adams, Mount Washington in the distance. Look at that ravine in here. Wildcat Mountain in the distance. and the path leading up to Madison on the east side, which has all these false peaks that drive you nuts. Wow. This was an incredible hike. I'm running about an hour late, but it's just incredible. And there's the big guy off in the distance there. Madison Spring Hut is down that way on the other side. I'm going to head over there and hopefully have some lunch. So here I am at the closed up Mount Madison, trying to find the only spot out of the wind to try to warm up a little bit. Mount Madison was way worse than I thought it was going to be. The wind was brutal, really super cold, and it's 2 o'clock, almost 2:30 now, and I'm about 2 hours off schedule, and I'm just moving so slow because I just didn't expect all this snow. And trying to hike on these rocks up here on the snow is tough. My bagel is almost frozen, but it's just about the best thing I've ever eaten. My water is frozen. My water lines to drink my water are frozen, so I can't really have any water either. So this is an interesting day, and then behind me you can see the sign for the trails, and I can start heading down, which I can't wait to do and get out of this wind and cold. I was hoping there would be some sun, but well, not really. It's kind of gone in. So that's it. Signing off from the Madison Spring Hut. Okay, so I'm on my way down on a trail called the Airline Trail, and there's this wicket up here, but finally in a place that I've been looking forward to. I've never been here before. This is called Knife's Edge. It looks over an immense ravine, which I will try to show you. Now, let's see.
As I followed the airline trail on Knife Edge, I looked forward to getting below the tree line, where I thought conditions would finally improve. That was not the case. While it was warmer and out of the wind, I quickly found that the airline trail, unlike Valley Way going up, was covered in ice that was super slippery and dangerous. The trail runs along a long, high ridge and is much colder than Valley Way. Due to the ice, hiking down was treacherous and slow, and I got further behind schedule. I was only about halfway down when darkness fell at 5:15. Luckily, I always have a fully charged headlamp with me. Without it, I would have been lost. I finally reached Appalachia and hiked out at 7:15 p.m. There is much to learn from this experience, and I hope you and others will find this reminder helpful. The Presidential Range is a majestic and beautiful place to hike, but it has unique challenges not seen elsewhere, and it requires careful planning, respect, and preparation. On this early November day, while it may have been mid-fall in the valleys, it was full winter on the summits, and I was fortunate to come away unharmed. Many thanks for watching, and always hike safe.